Hello everyone, welcome to week 4 of Aurora Overwatch Clash between the iced out Isopods and the Colombian Coatis. This should be a great game today. One thing I want to do before we get into it is I heard we just got this started up, fixed recently, this new page here. Big player I'm looking out for today is the Colombian Coatis Sky. DPS GOAT, been playing super well for the team. There we go. Okay, final blows, that's fine. Everything else there looks good though. I just wanted to see if that would work. Yeah, I mean outside of that final blows, we'll get that fixed later, but yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. Looking at Sky, he is leading in multiple statistics per 10 this season, along with being a kind of one of the highest SR players on the Coatis. This team has been performing very well this season. I want to say they're 2-1 right now. So yeah, I think that both these teams should be pretty good. Both DPS. I know I was talking about Sky, but on the other side we have AST Design on that DPS has been, as everyone in Aurora kind of knows, has been like one of those standout star players in general. But on this Isopods, getting help from his former teammate Yak and Flambo Jambo. I think we are about to go into it here and on Antarctic Peninsula. We see the Coatis running this Whalefish lineup. I'm a big fan of this lineup. Has EJ Nuttier support, Sky Corey DPS. Whalefish doesn't play a ton of tank, but those tanks he is known for are like the Orisa, I'd say Orisa, Zarya, and I think those are the two big ones he's known for. I know he plays a lot of those kind of brawl, what's the word? Horizontal tanks, I think is what I've heard. So like the big brawl tanks, you can't really assess that high ground, but really good once you get on top of someone. Oh, EJ doesn't know he's lobby lead. That's funny. But we have Antarctic here. A lot of these maps on Antarctic are very flat. Should be very good for Whalefish's hero pool. We'll see if the Isopods actually stay with this lineup. It's really interesting that Yak tank. What I know Yak for on tank is kind of the opposite. I know he plays a lot of dive tanks. I know he used to play that Winston a lot. Used to play Doomfist. I'm sure he's like, I think he has been learning some tanks the past couple of seasons, so I'm sure he's expanded his hero pool a little bit past that. But I know the Iced Out Isopods really like Rusty Goomba on support. Krilp known for playing that Lucio, so that does kind of signal to me they are going to go a brawl here. Flambo Jambo on the DPS. I know he has been playing a lot of Torb and a lot of Cass, so that's kind of exactly what we see. Kiri Lucio with that Flambo Jambo Torb. I know this is very comfortable for them, and we see a like I was kind of talking about the DPS on each of these teams, both DPS matching the Sojourn. Outside of that, actually, we have some pretty distinct comps. We have the Iced Out Isopods playing a lot slower here. You have a lot more poke from the Ramatra and the Torb. I think Corey will likely go back to that Reaper there. So the Coatis really want to play fast, get on top of your backline, try to get some kills there. Isopods want to kind of kite away from that, play a little bit slower. We'll see both teams going for this high ground with that TP out of spawn from Corey. It looks like the Coatis will have that early advantage, but like I said, the Isopods don't necessarily need to be playing this close. They could just set up these angles. We'll see where AST is rooting. He's actually up on top with the rest of his team there. Whalefish falls so low as Yak is just running it down on this Ramatra. EJ falls super low on that Kiriko, but I think will be safe for now. AST gets taken down by Sky. Huge pick. Early advantage for this the Sojourn. Let's see what Yak is forcing some space here. Nuttier gets taken out on the other side, so it is even. AST Design will likely get back faster, but the point is going to flip for the Coatis early here. We'll see Corey actually runs down Flambo. Like I said, you want to play really fast with that Reaper, try to go for the backline here, but Whalefish gets traded out. That trade, I'd say, definitely would favor the Isopods here. Losing the tank, it is really hard to contest at this point without that. It looks like EJ will be forced away. We'll see what Corey is doing. He is trying to contest this point as long as he has. He has that Wraith to get out, but EJ will get taken down along with Sky. So good early flip there from the Coatis, but very long drawn-out fight gets ultimate that goes in favor of the Isopods. Corey is trying to get a kill here, not quite able to find the kill onto AST. But Yak, meanwhile, just runs down Whalefish. The one issue with playing fast with Azaria with that Reaper is you both want to be playing fast to get that Reaper in on top of the opposing team, but also you want to be playing kind of slower earlier in those fights to build up that charge on the Zarya. So the team kind of got split there a little bit. Corey, I think, was going in a little bit too early, and Whalefish just kind of got caught out there. Kitsune Rush coming out from Rusty Goomba. This advantage should allow the Isopods to walk here. Whalefish gets taken down early again. Looking for more. Krilp finds EJ. So one ult is forced. All 5 should be available this fight for the Coatis, but Nutty are getting staggered out there. Is going to be kind of rough for them. They still have plenty of time. Should at least be able to get 2 more fights here for the Coatis. But now with these ults building up, you got to make sure you use these ults really wisely. Both Sojourns having this overclock here. We'll see who ultimately gets the advantage here. Corey, I don't know what that Blossom was about. I don't know exactly how he got there, but didn't find anyone. Corey gets taken down. The Rusty Goomba actually gets split on the other side too. Yak trying to trade. Forces 2 ults. The beat comes out from Krilp. Catches Nuttier. The AST uses an overclock of his own, but Sky actually finds the kill. All ults are used from the Coatis. Flambo Jambo still has this core, but will not be alive to use it. It looks like the point will flip back to the Coatis, but with already 80% and counting. We'll see how long Yak lasts. Not very long. 85%, but most of the ults are off the table. Flambo Jambo with this core is not really going to win a fight, but might actually be able to try to catch someone out. Whalefish has been playing kind of far up, and Yak has been just trying his best to run him down. Flambo Jambo could use that to try to isolate Whalefish here. But EJ is also very close to this rush. Early rush from EJ could also give their team the advantage here. Flambo Jambo gets caught out and gets taken down. Not able to use that core. Meanwhile, full charge Whalefish running down the back line. Yak falls so low, I think will get taken down here. And he does. Now we're looking at kind of the opposite scenario as before. Whalefish able to build up that charge and just get so much damage in the brawl. The Isopods now have to kite. They have to reset and not get anyone staggered. But now the Coatis are building these ults significantly quicker. We have, again, that core and that Kitsune Rush, but there's a Kitsune Rush on the other side, along with a very close grab and overclock coming out for the Coatis. Early rush coming out from both teams. Rusty Goomba's going to get taken down. Whalefish falls really low. That core comes out too. Sky gets taken down. That core from Flambo Jambo getting 2. But it's just Flambo and Krilp are the only ones alive for the Isopods. We'll see if they can get any kills here. I think it is a 2v3 right now in favor of the Coatis. The peel comes out from Krilp to try to keep Flambo Jambo alive, but EJ on the flank. And then Krilp, I think, will be able to survive here. But falls incredibly low. Gets that last touch on there. The OC comes out from Sky. Really hard to touch this point here with that OC. You got to get someone to tap. They do. AST Design taps, low HP, and gets taken down by Corey. Blossom comes out from Corey there. This time finds Krilp. Whalefish has this grab if he wants to use it. I'm sure he will just for the cleanup. Both Rusty and Flambo in the back line just get grabbed off, not able to touch. Super back and forth. That's kind of what we're expecting. As I said, both these teams, I believe they're both 2-1. They both have looked very good this season so far. So I'm expecting this entire series to be more of the same.
You check out the new Antler album?
You've heard of it?
Yeah. So, what'd you think?
I need to turn on streamer mode. Grr. So we'll see. This is another very brawly point. You can set up those flanks there with the... There we go. You can set up those flanks with the Torb and the Sojourn under those wide angles. But also, if you opt to play for that right ground, it does give a significant advantage to this Reaper here. We'll see. I'm not a fan of how the Isopods are rolling out. They're all kind of stacked right now. But like I said, you really want to send one of your DPS on a wide angle. Neither of them are on that angle. They're all stacked on top of each other, which should give an advantage here to Corey. But there's just so much damage on that front line. Takes down Whalefish. AST gets caught there by Sky. And Yak falls super low. We'll see if they can survive Corey here. He's just doing so much damage on the side here. Nuttier gets taken down. So does Corey. So I think the Isopods will take this early fight, even after losing their carry DPS player. Krilp and Flambo get taken down by Sky. Sky is just getting a... I'd say he's getting the better of AST so far this match. Already at almost a 50% advantage on this overclock. But that being said, now Rusty Goomba has a significant advantage on this beat charge. Or the rush charge. OC right soon available here. We'll see if they're trying to look for AST. I think they will probably get the kill here. AST knows to slide. Takes down Corey. So you actually do trade. Whalefish manages to get taken down by Sky. But the Sky pops that overclock. We'll see if he's able to get anything else. We have Yak on the back line close to this Annihilation. I don't think he even needs it. I think he has already created the space and forced that OC. Krill actually gets a boop kill on a Nuttier. Both these main supports kind of known for their Lucio, so it's really fun to see the Lucio 1v1 right now. Getting that OC out is huge for the Isopods. Now they have an ult advantage. They don't have to worry about that. Corey and Whalefish are also significantly farther away from their ults than the rest of than their opponents. Senior Rush comes out from both teams. Again, this Annihilation is available. I'm sure that's what he's looking for. A huge slow there by Yak on this flank. We'll see. I'm sure he's looking for that. Forces the beat. Forces that Kiri Suzu. Still has the Annihilation. Not using it, actually. Very super well, what's the word? Control there for, self-control there from Yak to not use that Annihilation. If it were me, I would have just popped that early. And just the cleanup is coming in from the Isopods. So we'll see Corey trying to find something here. That Wraith is forced early. Now you have the Blossom and this Grav very soon available, but the Core and the Annihilation is going to make it so hard to touch. They can just stuff here, use both of their ults just to get space, and force the Coatis to kind of have to scramble onto point, making it a really messy fight. Core comes out. That Wraith is used, but Krill actually gets caught out early. Whalefish, he has to use both of his bubbles. Falls super low. Grav comes out. Doesn't find any kills. Yak using that Annihilation just to stay alive there. I think we'll clean up Nuttier. Corey and Sky are still alive. Corey actually finds 2 with that Blossom here. And Yak, I think, doesn't even know that Corey's killed his entire backline. Krill coming back soon. It's a 2v1 on point. Corey forced to use that Wraith. Sky is still alive here, so it still isn't over yet. Krill finds that kill onto Corey, but Sky not quite able to touch. I could have sworn Sky was going to have that touch, but just barely too late. So after a very close first point, we have a very dominant second point. Yak Attack is just able to get so much space there on that Ramatra. I'd say on paper, I think both Ramatra and Zarya play very similar, but I think Ramatra has a slightly better matchup into Zarya. I think the form is lasts longer, gives you more health. It's a little bit more, I think, more easy to stable around than those Zarya bubbles. So a little bit more mitigation, a little bit more beef there from Yak as opposed to the Zarya. Okay, we'll see Corey now on the Mei. I do really like this Mei swap, looking more to isolate Yak. So instead of playing back to front, trying to focus those supports on the Reaper, now you're playing front to back, trying to isolate and kill Yak early. I do really like that swap. I think that should be good for them. We'll see how this wall gets used here from Corey. Whalefish already gets taken down super low. And we'll see the Coatis are forced in a tiny corner, but Krill somehow gets taken down there. Looks like Whalefish will actually follow. So trading 1-for-1, Lucio's going to get back a lot faster. Along with losing that tank is rough. Corey also gets taken down here, so I think the Coatis are going to have to back here. No one has taken the point yet. I'm not sure. There we go. I think it was AST. No, it's Flambeau and AST both dropped for the point here. We'll see. I want to see what Whalefish took. He actually took the jump boost on the Zarya right click, and I think that's the piercing perk there too. So we'll see. The high ground should be really easy to contest here. Corey finds AST design with a right click. That is a huge pick early there, but the rest of the team is able to stabilize. There's so much cleave coming out from Yak with these punches. The piercing punches just able to get multiple at the same time. Flambeau Jimbo gets taken down too. No DPS. That Kiri Rush is out there. The Annihilation is so close. Whalefish gets isolated by his own wall. And they don't even need the Annihilation. Getting the picks, finding Whalefish, finding Nuttier, looking for more, looking for Sky here. Sky falls super low. The kill not quite there. Will shortly follow. Sky and EJ both get taken down. Corey uses that Blizzard, and Whalefish swaps over to this Orisa. This late, I think the Orisa should be able to get those perks really quickly, but it is a little rough that you are resetting her ult charge too. Yak Attack with this Annihilation, along with the Beat and the Core, are very good ultimates, but there are actually a decent amount of good ones on the other side too. Sky likely will build this, overclock this fight here, along with both support ults, so it's definitely nothing to scoff at for the it's Coatis, but they find 2 just on the drop. They weren't even out of the door, and the kills come in. I don't even know how that happened, but they just got deleted. 60% Corey, I think, will stagger himself out. And that's a brutal stagger here, actually. Hammer kill from Flambeau Jambo onto Corey. Getting that rush, getting that Blizzard out. I think they only... I don't even think they used a Kitsune Rush. I think that was just getting those 2 ults out for free. huge ult advantage now for the Isopods. Sky has got to get a huge overclock, which we've seen him do time and time again. We'll see if he's able to catch anything with it. But I know Yak really wants to stuff this choke here, not even let them touch. Sky catches Krilp, looking for more, but there's just no one in his LOS right now. No one just wants to peek this. Flambo Jambo uses that core, trying to get space on the point here, pulls super low. Beat comes out from Nuttier. Krilp dying early there, meant they don't have the beat. Both tanks are traded. Flambo Jambo gets taken down too. AST still has this overclock, looking for EJ. Pick on EJ would be brutal here. We'll see. Nuttier is trying to play his Reddit Lucio, trying to just force out AST, take his 1v1, and actually ends up zoning out AST long enough for his team to win that fight there. And then now the Coatis are able to stuff this choke here. What is kind of rough is outside of the core and the overclock, all three ults are going to be available here for the Isopods, and really not a whole lot here. Corey might get his Blizz, Whalefish might get his Terra Surge, but not a whole lot outside of this. I'm looking for Rusty Goomba to just get Senior Rush here early. I'm sure that's what they're looking for. Exactly that. Rushing onto the high ground, forces that Blizzard. The beat comes out defensively, trying to make everyone live through the Blizzard. So trading ults, you do have an advantage here. Senior Rush is still up. Nuttier gets taken down. No speed means no disengage as Yak just runs down the back line. AST just able to clean up this fight, but the damage likely was already done. And we will see the Isopods taking map 1 on Antarctic Peninsula. I would say outside of that first map, I genuinely do think the Isopods look like they were in control for the last 2 points. Looked very dominant, especially running this Ramatra here. We will be going to a map break. I'm trying to think what I expect these teams to run. I know Booney probably will come in. I think a lot more comps from the Coatis have Booney in. Whalefish, I know, is if you really want to play those brawl, like play around his hero pool. So we'll see. I'm trying to think of Snowspot WK also has to come in. I think I'm trying to remember exactly what lineup is. I think it's the, I don't know, maybe they keep Flambo Jambo in and put WK. I'm not exactly sure what their lineup is with Snowspot WK coming in for the Isopods. But I believe it's going to be Booney on tank, Sky, and either Corey or EJ on tank, the other one on support with Nuttier. We are going to circuit, so this signals to me that Booney is going to come back in on tank. You're going to have Sky, Whalefish, DPS, and then you're going to have EJ Nuttier support line. I think this is a very good map for the Coatis. They are very comfortable with this. Whalefish has a great Hanzo, along with Sky's hit scan. Very good. I wouldn't be surprised to see him roll out on the Widow, or even just rolling out on like an Asher or Sojourn. I think still isn't bad on circuit. Very scary if I'm the Isopods. But yeah, I assume that they are going to run this lineup, but with oh, it's Corey on tank, actually. That's correct. So yeah, it's Corey on tank. They're playing Booney support with Nuttier. I think that's what brings us under SR. I think it would not be legal with EJ on support with Nuttier. So it's Corey on tank, Sky, Whalefish, DPS, Booney, Nuttier support. This signals to me they're probably going to run BAP Lifeweaver, I think is what the Nuttier, I know, really likes playing Lifeweaver on Circuit Royale here. Does a lot of healing. It's not able to get as much damage as a Zen, but you're able to get a lot more healing. You still get that defensive ult in the tree, and you get the life grip to be able to cleanse, not cleanse necessarily. I guess if you have the perk you can cleanse, but save someone on that Lifeweaver. So I'm expecting to see a Lifeweaver here. And then Booney, I think, has been playing a lot of Kiriko, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him on BAP. So then the Isopods are running. This, I think, is the one that I think I've seen them run before, is Krilp is on the bench. Rusty Goomba tank, AST design, Yak DPS, and then Flambo Jambo WK support. Flambo Jambo, known for that BAP. I'm sure he's going to play BAP here. Rusty Goomba, I believe, probably is going to match the SIG. And then AST design, like I said before, I know Sky and Whalefish are very capable DPS, but on the other side, Yak and AST are also very scary DPS. I don't know if Yak is going to play like a long-range hero. I wouldn't be surprised to see him, like, I know he plays a lot of Genji. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go someone that can challenge these snipers. Instead of just trying to win a 1v1, you can try to just put your resources into disrupting the the DPS as much as you can. Also, I do know this is a sniper map. It's kind of known as a sniper map, but I know Rusty Goomba does like playing Winston, so the more I'm thinking about it, I definitely think the Isopods could run some sort of, they could really catch the Coatis off guard and run a dive. I think especially if you're scared of the DPS, and if you don't want to take that duel, you could definitely try to dive those DPS. Not even taking the risk of peeking the Widowmaker. I think we're waiting on the Isopods to ready up here. But yeah, we'll see with the perks. Sojourn is so good. I think I have seen Sojourn, I think every single game I've watched in OWCS, there's been a Sojourn on both teams. Sojourn's perks are really good. You're able to do so much more consistent damage. The perks also, I think, increase her utility a lot more. There's one where her overclock does more damage. I think that's definitely, like, super scary. Certain characters, I think, can now get killed with a body shot from the overclock. So I wouldn't be surprised. I know it's kind of Widow Hanzo is what's known, I guess, on Circuit Royale, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them still going Sojourn here. Just because she's that good. Sigma perks, I think, also are very good. Especially he has one where he can get to the high ground very easily. So especially that first point, there's that high ground on the corner that a lot of Sigs like to stay up on. Eventually, you do have to drop to that low ground, but having that ability to rotate back up to that high ground could be very good. Also, third point, too, there are a lot of high grounds where kind of once you drop off, it's hard to get back on. So I think that could definitely be interesting place, especially on defense, if you want to invest in that perk if you're Sig, is being able to just go to those high grounds. But yeah, we'll see what these teams roll out on. Nuttier Lifeweaver. Oh, it's Nuttier Zen. I was so confident. I do think Zen is better than Lifeweaver here. I just know that Nuttier really likes every chance he gets to play Lifeweaver. I know he's always wants to take it. Like I said, though, both teams are showing the Sojourn. Sojourn just is able to provide so much more consistent damage. Sky starting on that Widowmaker. I don't think Yak is going to stay on the Torb. It's going to be kind of tough. You're not going to have anyone that can peek that Widowmaker. But you have the Mercy Pocket on AST. That's really interesting. So this is another thing. Just like last map, both teams, I think, don't have bad comps, but they definitely play different ways. I know Sky on Widowmaker is really scary, but Mercy Pocket at AST is also really scary too. AST is just one of those players, just like Akua. It's like if you have the chance to give him a Mercy Pocket, you should take that every single time. We'll see, AST time falls so low. Just trying a little bit too fast to get to that high ground. Rusty Goomba wasn't quite there with him. So we'll see, likely is going to force a reset here. Corey and Rusty Goomba, the battle of the Unks right now on Sigma. Both these players have won a ring before in the Overwatch League. Flambo Jambo gets taken down. That is rough. Just the burst damage from those Hyper Spears. The res actually comes in, so that's a huge res. Keep his team alive. Sky finds AST design, though. Now you don't have that res for that. So down your Sojourn. It's kind of tough to really be able to push into this. Nuttier also finds Yak, so no DPS there. Sky going for a grapple shot, looking for a Mercy, I think. Finds a Flambo Jambo just trying to ego Sky. Pays for it with his life. I definitely want to see the Isopods try something different. They're just kind of not rotating together. And like I said, they don't really have anyone that can realistically challenge Sky. So Sky able to get early picks there is just devastating for your team. The Flux way faster here from Corey. Catches Rusty Goomba, but the lamp is there from Flambo Jambo. AST design also falls so low. Rock comes out, doesn't hit anything. Yak on this high ground, trying to force Corey down, and he does. Sky with that infra sights looking for Yak. We'll see if he's able to find anything. He is kind of being forced away right now, and no one is willing to peek this. Senior Rush comes out from Booney. That should give his team a significant advantage in this brawl here, but Flambo Jambo with this lamp might be able to answer with this, just get some more space for his team. Kitsune Rush not able to find any kills yet, so using 3 ults. Fight is still going on here. The Valk actually used to open up that fight. Window comes out, but it's a little bit too late and a little bit too aggressive. AST finds Whalefish, throwing that slow orb through the window, and yeah, AST gets Ajax with the Sojourn ults. That is brutal for the Isopods, using 3 ults and losing the fight. Like I said, they did get those 3 out of the Coatis, but Corey already 60% to another Flux. You're going to have this trance for Rusty Goomba's Flux, and not really a whole lot you can have against this Whalefish ult. Like I said, if he is getting those perks that do make him do more damage, that could be really rough. We'll see Sky not able to find anything with that first grapple shot. See, Rusty using that Flux does not get rocked, forces the trance out though, so that's kind of just the trade you want. Both teams are happy with that. Perfectly fine, neutral trade. Corey close to a Flux of his own. If he's able to get this lamp out early from Flambeau Jambo, that could be huge for his team. The core comes out for Yak. Catches 3, the lamp is used, but since the lamp forced out, everyone was behind cover and just able to live through that Sig ults. We'll see Sky looking for something here. If he finds Flambeau Jambo, that's brutal. Whalefish gets taken down with that overclock. That overclock I thought was going to come out a little bit earlier. The window comes out from Flambeau Jambo. I think Windows himself tried to get more healing on his team. Yeah, it gets taken down, but Nuttier is traded. Booney uses that Flux. I don't know if this fight is winnable, or the Kitsune Rush might have made it winnable, at least to buy enough time for Whalefish to get back. Should be back here soon with that ult. Corey falling so low. We see Snowspot swapping over to this Brig. That's really interesting. They do want to play this a lot more brawly. Sky using that infrasight, looking for the backline. Almost catches Flambeau, not quite though. Corey gets taken down by Rusty Goomba, but Rusty Goomba is so low. Lamp is used to keep him alive. The overclock now used from Whalefish. Trying to look for AST, not able to quite find anything. The point does flip, and Yak getting to that fight, getting 3. Finally able to break through that first point of circuit is so tough to break through sometimes. Ultimately, not only do the Isopods break through that first point checkpoint, but they also get a lot of ults out in the process. Using both DPS ults and that Curie Rush, not a whole lot is going to be available here for the Coatis. I think Nuttier and Corey likely will be able to both build up to their ults. The point is still rolling, so by the time this fight actually ends up starting, I think both teams will have their, or both those players on the Coatis have their ults. The trance likely is going to be used. I'm not host anymore. Okay. The trance is likely going to be used to. Oh, I have not been. It didn't actually update the in-game. Unfortunate. I was checking the chat too. I was looking at the chat. I don't think I was looking at the actual. There we go. I don't think I was looking at the actual stream. I was just looking at the chat. Unfortunate. That's my bad. Let's see if I can flip these teams real quick too. It should automatically flip it a little bit here. We'll see. The Flux is likely just going to be countered by the Trance. So like I said, both teams kind of happy with that. That's expected. The other side, though, Corey has a Flux of his own. We'll see if Limbo has that lamp. He falls so low. The lamp does come out. The Flux actually comes out, hits Corey. Corey does not hit the rock there. The Trance isn't even needed. The Flux not able to quite find anything. Whalefish actually gets the kill. The Overclock is countered by that Transcendence, but AST gets taken down anyways. 3 ults are very close, or 3 ults are built here for the Isopods if they want to keep trying to fight this. Both support ults are used. We'll see Yak is looking for this backline, takes down Whalefish, and they need to take down Sky here too. I'm so scared of Sky at any point on this Widowmaker. It looks like Sky will just be forced away. Multi-core for good measure from Yak to just kind of prevent the Coatis from getting a good touch here. Kitsune Rush used to try to be forced out here. The point actually flipped. Corey, I think, got rocked off the point as that point flips. AST and Yak are managing to find their picks here too. Corey, I think, will just get staggered out here. Corey already, he's building these fluxes so quickly. He's a 30% advantage despite the fact they used their previous flux at about the exact same time. That's another point that's really hard to break through the very end of second. Ultimately, the Isopods are able to do that. Sky finds a pick, though. We'll see Sky versus AST on this flank here again. Like I said, definite advantage goes in favor of Sky on this Widowmaker. You're able to hit that one shot. That Sojourn can only really hit that one shot if you have that rail built up. So it's a lot harder for Sky to win that or for AST to win that battle against Sky. We'll see. Corey is just anchoring point here. Like I said, already so close to this flux here, but falls super low. Somehow, Rusty Goomba got behind him, rocked him into his team. Meanwhile, AST is able to find Booney. And this cart will just continue to roll here. Only a minute left, but this is still pretty good progress. Especially how that first point was looking so dominant for the Coatis. See, Flambo Jumbo using that flux early and dying means that they won't have this flux for Corey's, they won't have the lamp for Corey's flux. I don't know if Corey is going to use it here anyways. It looks like the Isopods are going to back up. Yak is split here. I think he's just going to stagger himself. Does get staggered here. Corey actually gets rocked. A lot of cooldowns are forced, but Yak does get taken down, so I don't think the Isopods will be able to do anything with that. Will likely be going into last fight here. We have about 4 ults coming out for both teams. Booney is slightly away from his rush. Should build it here. Early pick from AST onto Yak. That's huge. Taking down that overclock. The rock actually gets, the flux gets stunned, but the trance is forced anyways. So even regardless, trading those ults is still good for both teams. Rally is used trying to run on the backline. Booney gets really low. The flux is used from Corey. Catches 2. Flambo Jambo still has that lamp. AST catches 2 with his overclock. Whalefish uses his 2, but not able to find anything. AST is in the backline. AST with 3 looking for more. AST takes down, doesn't take down Corey. Rusty Goomba gets the final blow, but I think the Coatis, half HP Sky, not able to do a whole lot, gets collapsed. And I don't know that if there will be a touch. The rock comes out just to prevent that. And a full cap coming out from the Coatis. I genuinely thought that first point was going to be a full hold for the Coatis, but the Isopods able to eventually get through third point. So that is a massive win condition. Now just take as much time off as you can those first 2 points. Try to give your team the best advantage on that third point. I don't know exactly how the Coatis were just not able to get set up there. It seemed like there were a lot of fights where they were just getting set up, but just, I don't know if they weren't controlling the angles well enough or what, but just didn't seem like they were really able to stabilize after losing that first point. Yak is playing this Venture here. WK on the, ooh, I don't know about this. Okay, I don't hate the Lifeweaver here. I think there are better options, but I think WK starting on that Mercy, then going to that Brig. I think Lifeweaver probably is on about the same level. I think they could be sustainable here, but that Brig I only really like if you're expecting to play against any sort of dive. You can kind of peel for that a little bit better. Lifeweaver, like I said earlier, you're able to get a lot more of that burst healing. You don't do as much damage, but you have that life grip and that tree, so I could seeing it get just as much value, if not more, than the Brig playing into this poke. See, Rusty Goomba actually drops, trying to hold close here. Likely will try to back here, but I've seen a lot of teams get stuck here. Just too much space given up. Bap gets taken down here for Whalefish. The grip keeps Rusty Goomba alive, and the picks are coming for the Isopods, even after losing their Bap. Let's see, it looks like they are going to have to back off here as Corey is walking in. It's a 4v3 right now with spawn significantly in favor of the Coatis. Sky taking down AST, so now these spawns coming back is going to give a huge advantage here for the Coatis. Flambo Jambo should be getting back into the fight here soon, though, so they do have that healing back. But no AST design. Like I mentioned earlier, this Widow Hanzo from Whalefish and Sky is really good, as we've seen before. So definitely is scary if I'm the Isopods. Yak able to get 2 headshots onto, or Whale able to get 2 headshots onto Yak. And really just no opportunity to stabilize here for the Isopods. Yak going onto this Genji. AST actually gets a kill here, but I think Rusty Goomba will likely just follow shortly. Staggers here would be brutal for the Isopods. Snowspot dies on point. And then so does Yak. I think Yak is going to get back faster, but I think all 3 of the Isopods will get bad spawn. And this is just super scary here for the Isopods. 4 ults now available for the Coatis. And Flambo Jambo, I think, might actually get staggered out here. The life grip actually saves his life, so that's a huge life grip. Flambo Jambo could have gotten pushed there, but life grip keeps him alive there. The flux likely is going to be used here early. I don't know if the lamp is available. Only catches Rusty Goomba. Flambo actually gets taken down there by Sky. We'll see just the Sigmas just kind of dueling each other. AST Design follows there too. So these early picks are really the difference maker here for the Coatis. Yak, I think, might get staggered out here too. Does somehow, Yak gets out with his life. The cart is still a ways away, so I think there will be another fight here for the Isopods, but 4 ults now for the Coatis. I really want to see like a tree here used earlier for the Isopods just push through this. Tree countered with a Flux. The Flux catches Booney, forces the Suzu and the Lamp. The Katsuni Rush used from Booney. The tree comes out too just to get some more space here. Nuttier has this window if he wants to use it, but picks are already coming in favor of the Isopods. The Overclock popped by AST, catches 2. Catches 3. So you do use 3 ults, but being able to stabilize here, like I said, that time is just so important. You want to burn as much time as you can here, and the way that first point went for the Isopods, they really had to just do something to stabilize, so. Corey, with the way he's been building these Fluxes, might have another Flux by next fight too, but Yak super close to this blade. Flambo Jambo gets taken down early again. I don't know if there's just no one is zoning out these DPS for the Coatis, but Flambo Jambo just dying early a lot. But we'll see. Like I said, Yak close to this blade, has got to build this blade if he wants his team to have a chance to win this fight here. Lamp is used already. The Rock actually hits Yak. Yak playing a little bit too close to the Sigma. Flux, like I said, is already built here. I think the Isopods do want to touch here, but it's going to be really tricky here. Flambo has this Lamp if he wants to use it. I would just use that for the extra heals. Flux comes out with no Lamp. AST Design and Rusty Goomba both end up falling, and the rest of the Isopods will likely just get taken down shortly after. I really want to see the Isopods switch something up. This comp they've been running just is not working. And Flambo Jambo gets staggered out there again. The good news is his team wasn't really fighting here, so he should be able to still get back to the fight before this next corner they're going to want to play at. But the DPS are taking so much space here. Both DPS on some very good angles right now, just trying to force this high ground off. Force the Isopods off the high ground. I'm really looking at Yak's blade here. That's got to be the difference maker. It's been taking a while to build, but I think once it is built, it should just get so much value, especially into the comp that is being run right now. AST's on a flank right now, looking for Whalefish, gets a kill, looking for Sky. Both DPS are down. They don't even need the blade. It's just AST Design on a flank, catching 2, looking for Booney, catches Booney too. AST being super sneaky, able to win a fight there, with not only without using any ult, but they do force that window out there from Nuttier. It is still a tall order. I believe it was 4.5 minutes going into third point here for the Coatis to cap. So that is going to be really rough here for the Isopods, but they are starting to build these ults to be able to chain some fights together. Flux comes out early. No trance now. Booney gets taken down. So does Corey. The window comes out there too just to kind of secure that fight, but Flambo Jambo gets peek Sky again there. Yak still has this blade down the BAP. I don't know if you're going to be able to hold this close here without the Baptiste. You do have a Snow Spot on that Kiriko. Should be able to give your team plenty of heals. The entire Isopods are backing really hard here. Sky has that sights. Looking for something. We'll see if he's able to get anything. Rusty Goomba falls really low. The Dragon comes out for Whalefish, trying to isolate Rusty. But AST Design with that OC. Not able to catch anything yet, but Sky, Yak just on the high ground kills Sky. Again, still holding on to that blade. Sky gets taken, or AST gets taken down, gets a little bit too aggressive. Nuttier gets him with the boot, but the stagger, I think, is going to come out onto Corey. So you lose your AST, but you also get 2 picks at the same time. So AST likely will still be able to get back, set up on these high grounds. Corey with this Flux has been getting so much value here. Especially like if he's able to see this Lamp coming out early. Now WK has that Suzu too, so should be able to at least prevent some damage. Blade comes out early, looking for the backline. Looking for Sky first, who's now off that Widowmaker, but just gets taken down in it. That's a huge pick, killing that Blade. The Flux comes out from Corey. These picks will come out for the Coatis. I think there's just going to be staggers coming out too. Actually, AST gets a kill on a Whalefish. On the defense, it's just so easy to get the spawns, get your team to stabilize here. I don't know how Flambo Jambo died there. Both supports now are down. It's looking like a huge pick for AST, but his supports just ended up dying late there before Rusty Goomba can get back. And now both support ults are built for the Coatis. And it's gonna have to be a really scrappy fight on the point here. Both rushes come out. Beat is here from Nuttier. Corey actually gets taken down here. I don't know how that pick came out. But no tank means the Coatis will likely just have to back up, trading out Kitsune rushes. Sky is still in. Like I said, did swap off of that Widowmaker. A lot harder to set up these angles on third point. Already down to a minute left. Getting that rush out. You only have this beat. Corey swaps over to the Ramatra. Like I said before, is going to reset those perks. Should be able to get them back pretty quickly here. But now you're playing into 3 ults. The OC and these Flux have been getting just so much value this map. So definitely is really scary. And it looks like the Isopods are going to start close and just back, try to force some resources out. Catches 2, catches Corey, and catches Whale. OC used from AST to try to clean this up. 32 seconds left. The Isopods, I think, are killing them a little bit too fast. I think Nuttier probably will have a touch here. Has that beat along with Sky's OC. So even though the Coati or the Isopods are able to push really aggressive here, there's definitely still an avenue for the Isopods to stall this out. The window used really early there. Corey falls super low. The beat comes out, not able to keep his team alive. The OC from Sky, not quite able to find anything yet, as the kills are still coming in favor of the Isopods. And we see Nuttier trying his best on the backline, not able to really get anything there. And it was looking really sketchy there for the Isopods, but they are able to hold on to third point as they take Circuit Royale and force match point. Flambo Jambo says his brain is spaghetti now. Yeah, I can't imagine playing against Sky and Whalefish. There's just nowhere that's safe. It's like they're, especially like they've been controlling angles super well on those DPS, so it's just so hard because it feels like there's nowhere you can stand where you can, you're not at risk of being headshot by either the Hanzo or the Widow. Yeah, we'll see that the poke didn't quite work for the Isopods. We'll see if they have anything else up their sleeve. All I know is if I'm looking at the Isopods, I really don't want to take them to a dive comp, especially with their lineup they're running right now. Rusty Goomba has a really good Winston. I know they do really like running Rusty Goomba on flex support, but I feel like I know Winston. I guess you could also run Yak on Winston too. So I probably would avoid a dive map here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to go back to Brawl. Like we saw they had that first point on Antarctic Peninsula. Was they ended up winning and then had another really close point there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to Brawl, try to go back to their the lineup they started with. I want to see Flashpoint here. Give me a Suravasa. We don't have live stats for this. Let me check the IOI AST design. What has he been playing? I know he's been playing Sojourn. Oh well, I guess it doesn't work for AST. It's probably case sensitive. I bet that's what it is. Uh-oh, guys. Guess what map got chosen? Suravasa. So, yeah, this is kind of exactly what I wanted them to do. I think there's a couple of different good Brawl comps I could see the Coatis running. Isopods are running that exact same comp they ran on map 1 that worked really well for them. I'm assuming Yak is going to stay that Ramatra there. I also wouldn't be surprised to see them running that same lineup for the Coatis that they did on Circuit with Corey on tank. Like, I know we saw Whalefish... Actually, no, I don't think we've seen it this map, but I know Whalefish does really like playing that Reaper there, so if they are going to try to play some sort of Brawl here, I could see that being really good. Or you can even put Booney on tank and then put Corey on support. I think that could be another good look too. I know Booney really likes a lot of those brawl tanks too, so if you're going to try to force brawl on Suravasa, I think that's a good option for you. Also, I know recently we saw a reverse sweep. Like I kind of mentioned, these teams have been playing very well this season, so wouldn't be surprised to see another reverse sweep here. It's definitely not over. All right, looks like the Coatis are gonna keep this same lineup they have here. Oh, I gotta say I'm R. There we go. So we are gonna jump right back in. I'm expecting another really scrappy, really messy fight here. See, does this work? Koth, this would be escort. Aw. Grr. Uncaught runtime errors moment. Manba. Let's go back to break screen. It does look like the Coatis are going to stay the same lineup they had on circuit. Like I said, for Whalefish probably is going to play Reaper. He could go Tracer or Genji here, too, actually. I could see that, too. Yak going to tank Flambeau Jambo on DPS. Probably going to play that Torb again with AST on the Sojourn. And then probably the Curie Lucia backline. I didn't really see the Isopods taking a lot of angles on that first point. Flashpoint is another really good map to just be able to take angles on. Especially Suravasa there. Why is this not updating? There's a lot of really good points here where there are flank angles on the high ground. So if you are going to run that Sojourn, you could definitely set your Sojourn up on those flank angles. Or the Torb even. If you're going to run Flambeau Jambo and the Torb, that could be another really good look for your team. Corey, I wouldn't be surprised to see mirror that Ramatra if they are expecting that. And we are jumping in. I'm trying to think about Corey's hero pool outside of Sigma. I know he's really like known for that Sigma. I think that's probably his best tank he has. I know he's banned from Reinhardt. That was a bit a couple seasons ago. I don't think he's played Reinhardt since then. I would assume his Zarya and his Ramatra and his Orisa would be good. So I wouldn't be surprised to see any of those. Or the Queen. I could see him having a Queen. The Mauga. I didn't even think about that. I could see this being really good here for the Coatis. Like we saw in that first point, kind of playing, like the Zarya is a little bit anti-synergistic with the Reaper. The Mauga works really well with that Reaper. You basically want to full rush the team, play really fast, just try to blow them up really quickly. When you're playing that Zarya, you're not able to do a whole lot until that Zarya builds that charge up. Which is kind of also why we saw once the Coatis were able to set up, they were able to kind of hold those chokes really well because you were able to charge up your Zarya and just have her kind of chill when you're trying to re-engage and retake those points. You lose all that charge, so it's really hard to take those fights as fast as you would with this Mauga here. So I'm definitely looking for this hit here for the Coatis. We'll see. They are playing a little bit slower here. I think they're waiting for this point to unlock, trying to give some space here. If they're able to bait the Isopods to walk in onto this point, they should set up their team for a really good hit. Probably looking for either the Lucio or this Torb here. Corey's just taking a lot of poke. I think he's just a little bit indecisive about when to go in. He's just taking so much poke here from both DPS, and I think Rusty Goomba's also doing a good amount of damage with those kunais. Whalefish goes in, forced to Wraith out, so it's going to signal another very slow push here, but Sky actually finds AST design. And the Isopods are looking to back here. So even though the Coatis did absolutely nothing they were supposed to that fight, still able to just get a pick off the heroics from Sky. If you're playing, like I said, if you're playing a lot slower into the Torb and this Ramatra, is they can just do so much poke. Both Lucios are traded. Corey is trying to hold the spawn. This is playing a little bit more like I was expecting them to play. Play really close, really fast. Yeah, as we cut us off from that first point, they were just taking so much poke, so that allowed the Isopods to build a lot of their ults despite never even really going in. Rush comes out early from both teams. Corey trying to hit something, doesn't catch anything. Flambo Jam actually gets Whalefish, and Krill manages to get the final blow onto Corey. I think a lot of that damage was done by Yak there. Booney falls so low. Booney gets taken down. So does AST, gets super low. Sky got his, but forced to get taken down there by that turret from Flambo Jambo. Both rushes are traded, so you definitely take that. But kind of like I said earlier, especially how that very first point was, the first fight was going. Now Corey and Whalefish quite a ways away from their ult, and outside of that rush, pretty much all the other ults are going to be available here for the Isopods. And yeah, we'll see if Yak is able to pop anything with his Annihilation here. I'm sure AST Design might be looking for his overclock first. Corey runs in, but like I said, he just takes a little bit too much poke before that fight. Sky forced to use that OC, gets the beat out though. And the picks are still coming in favor of the Isopods, so that's a really good trade for those Isopods. Trading your beat for that overclock and winning the fight, definitely take that. Now AST Design has an overclock of his own, but Nuttier with the beat. But Flambo Jambo just finds a long-range Cheeto from downtown onto Sky. I think that's a second kill onto Sky so far this map. Really mad about last map win. We'll see. Whalefish, I think, is going to be the one that has to touch here. Looks like Will get that touch. Gets booped out, actually, but still gets that touch off. The beat comes out from Nuttier. Doesn't find Whalefish. Flambo Jambo cores on point here, just trying to get some space here. OC now used from AST Design 2. Gets Nuttier. Looking for Whalefish. Corey also falling super low here. Not able to get a whole lot done. And point one goes in favor of the Isopods. Hallis actually is right next to them too. They kind of push to the spawns and just end up right next to this next point. So they will be able to set up here really well. A lot of ults were used for the Isopods. There is a pretty significant ult advantage here from the Coatis. I would expect them to lead with either the rush or this cage fight. See if they can set anything up with it. I'm a big fan of that cage fight Blossom combo. And no beat from Krill to be able to shut that down, so they might just have to take a dry fight for the Isopods. Corey running in, gets the cage fight, but everyone's a little bit split here. The rush used on top of it. There's that Blossom, catches that backline. And that is a huge fight win for the Coatis. They really needed to get something going there. And on top of that, they get that Kitsune rush out. They did trade 2 ults for 1, but honestly, like, if you knew that combo was going to come in, it's probably worth saving that Kitsune rush. Sky has his OC now available. Gets taken down by Krill. Just long-range Cheerios from Krill, just able to find that DPS. And now that should be an opening that the Isopods need. Rush used to force everyone away. Not able to find any kills, so just able to get that ult for free. Yak falls so low there. Doesn't have his ult, doesn't have that beat from Krill, so I think Yak will get taken down. AST pops that OC, trying to find something. Gets Corey. OC coming down from Sky now, too. We'll see AST slides in, gets taken down by Nuttier, actually. So we'll see super scrappy fight here. Whalefish gets taken down by Krill. Krill uses that beat to try to keep himself alive. Gets 2 there, actually. This might be the most exciting Lucio 1v1 in Aurora. At least this season. I feel like I haven't seen another battle between 2 Lucios that play as aggressive as this. Nuttier known for its aggressive Lucio playstyle, and Krill is matching that really well today, too. We see a very silly turret spot coming out for Flambo Jambo. And outside of this beat, there's not a whole lot for either team. The Kitsune rush is close, but they don't even need it as AST Design finds Whalefish. No really brawl pressure here without that Reaper. So the Yak does try to take an advantage here, but does get kind of chunked out pretty low. Get some ults for his team, but I think they just don't want to be fighting this here. Kitsune rush used aggressively, forces that Suzu. Nuttier falls super low. The beat actually comes out, keeps his team alive. Flambo Jambo has that core. I don't know if he's going to want to use it here. Sky throws himself on point, trying to touch, gets AST, but gets traded out. Both soldiers are now down. That core is all over point here. So much damage with that core. Whalefish gets taken down. Slight, I think there's a 1-man advantage here for the Isopods. And Corey, I think, just doesn't want to fight this, knows that it's probably not winnable, and just backs up into the spawn, but is getting chased down. The Coatis are going to have to make a reverse sweep on Flashpoint and a reverse sweep in the series to try to come home with a win here today. They are looking at a lot of ults here, so they could try to chain together some really economical fights to take this point. I'm not sure exactly where this point is going to be unlocked. I think it is going to be Gardens, which is on the Isopod side, but even before that fight happens, AST gets taken down. Corey gets a really clean hit there, full health, looking for something, gets Krilp. So it looks like the Coatis will actually be able to take this fight. And Rusty Goomba gets the TP out. Oh, it's on Shrine, I think is what this is called. That's another thing, is there are slight spawn advantages for these points. This one is the 2 of the next 3 points here are slightly on the Isopod side. So another combo here with that Cage, I'm sure. Cage comes down, I think catches everyone. The beat comes out, but not even needed probably, as that Blossom gets AST design. They actually, I didn't even see Sky pop that overclock, so that's really rough there for the Coatis. Yes, you do get out that beat, but you used 3 ults. You probably only needed 2, so now you're only looking at this Kitsune Rush into a Kitsune Rush from Rusty Goomba, the overclock, and the Annihilation. They do have this early point control, so they might be able to get an advantage on this point here. But the ults are looking pretty rough here for the Coatis. The rush used first there from Booney. Rusty doesn't quite have his yet. It is very close here. AST pops his trade. No Kiriko means no flex heals. The Yak pops his overclock. He's got to get something here if they want to win. I don't know if it's in the cards here. Krilp actually gets kills here. The point does flip. Flambo Jambo, I believe, and Krilp are the only ones alive here against Corey and Booney. The core comes out, trying to just get some space on point here. Flambo gets taken down there. Kitsune Rush from Rusty Goomba on that recontest here. I think they're just playing around Krilp, trying to just give Krilp the resources to control this point. And it might actually work. Beat is forced there. No ults for the Isopods there, so I think they won't be able to win this fight, especially with this Cage very close for Corey. But we'll see. The Coatis are very split right now, but AST does not get so low. If Sky gets another early pick on an AST, that is just brutal. Actually gets like a pick on a Rusty Goomba. There is a beat available from Krilp. I don't know if he's going to want to invest it. I don't think he will, as the picks are still coming in favor of the Coatis. Able to clutch that point out with no ults definitely is an opening now. I don't think the Coatis used those ultimates very economically on that first fight on Shrine here, but the Isopods used them a lot worse. I think they used 4 ults in a lost fight. And then now there's going to be 4 ults available for the Coatis. Only this beat from Krilp. Big one I'm looking at is Sky's overclock here. Corey gets an early kill on the AST, so they don't even need it. Rusty Goomba might get taken down here. Somehow barely survives. The point hasn't flipped over yet, though, so it's not the end of the world for the Isopods for this point. They probably are going to have to give that early flip, but will get a very quick fight here after. Actually, they might still try to contest it. They do have this beat. No, they aren't able to contest that point. Barely too late. Beat comes out again. That Blossom Cage combo gets so much value. And Booney does get taken down, but 2 picks are ready for the Coatis. I think will force the disengage. Trading the beat for that Cage Blossom combo, I think does slightly favor the Isopods here. But that being said, the overclock and the rush from the Coatis aren't nothing to scoff at. Those are still very good ults. Just double check. I haven't. There we go. Nice job on the 15 stream watch streak. Rush early, but Whalefish gets taken down. Whalefish just is absolutely deleted there on that engage. Sky still has that overclock, but both Lucio's now traded to the overclock. Needs to find something here for the Coatis. AST gets Corey, or Corey gets AST. And it's super scrappy here. I don't think AST's or Sky's able to find the picks there, but I think the rest of his team might be able to just clutch it out here. We'll see Krilp, I think, trying to contest, but thinks better of it as he does back away. Hopefully, he does not get staggered out here. I think he will escape with his life. Only using that Kitsune Rush for a Kitsune Rush and a overclock. Another pretty good ultimate trade for the Isopods. I really don't want to see them throw away their ults altogether like they kind of did a previous fight here. I want to see them spread out these ults and try to string them in as many fights as they can. I wouldn't hate to see them combo 2 of these 3 ults they have available, but they can't use all 3 of them at the same time again. Corey already is starting to get set up on this point here, close to this ult. Beat used against the overclock, but Whalefish already gets taken down. AST is just getting run down, needs care from his team. 1-man advantage, but Flambo Jambo traded on the other side. Yak pops that Annihilation. Should be able to find the kills here. But they did kind of exactly what I didn't want them to do. They used the 3 ults there. Only this beat. The good thing for them is they do... actually, no, I don't think they do get out the beat. I think the beat was used there. I think that might have been the only ult that was invested by the Coatis. So knowing they don't have any ult, they're going to have to make something happen in this neutral. I think in the neutral, the Coatis have looked slightly better here. One of the Sojourns is going to have to find the pick to open up this fight here. The cage comes out, isolates Yak. They might just have to sacrifice Yak there, getting that cage out. No longer have that cage Blossom combo here. But Corey might be able to build another one. Nuttier gets taken down so low, but doesn't get killed. I think the Coatis will just be able to out-scrap the Isopods here, using that cage, but they do trade out with the Annihilation. The DPS ults now for the Coatis are starting to get built up here, so it is starting to look pretty rough here. Krilp has got to get a valuable beat here. Or the Isopods need to survive through some of these ults, but it is looking definitely in favor here for the Coatis. I'm expecting them to pop either the rush or the overclock early here just to try to get, see if they can pick an early pick. They get both rushes are traded out. Beat is here from Krilp. Uses it aggressively, trying to set something up, and it's exactly what it does. They find Sky. Sky was looking for that overclock, but that beat just caught him off guard and got isolated there. But Corey and Whalefish are still available. Just get so much damage onto Yak here. AST Design might have to pop the OC. Does pop that OC, but not before Krilp gets taken down. Whalefish does get traded out there. Again, another really scrappy fight. AST gets taken down. Sky pops that OC on the way back from spawn. Catches Rusty Goomba and AST. Flambo Jambo uses that core. I don't think that will be enough. Yak trying his best to stall this here. Flambo Jambo gets Booty. It might not be over yet, actually. Yak has this Annihilation. Might just use it for the extra health here. Doesn't even need it. So that is huge. They are able to hold onto that ult and force both DPS ults out. AST Design on that Tracer, I think, just wanted to get back faster. This is likely going to be the last point for Flashpoint. Yak takes so much damage, pops that Annihilation just for the extra health. Is it going to have in this fight? And Corey is going to have this cage. Booney gets taken down. Cage does catch the entirety of the Isopods here, but they managed to find the kills inside of it. Nuttier and Whalefish get taken down. I think that might be it for this point here and the match. The picks do follow, and ultimately the Isopods take it 3-0 over the Coatis. Every time I do these solo casts, my voice always gets a little bit shot, so I don't like doing the match interviews, but I will give a match MVP. If I were to give one, honestly, I'm going to give match MVP to Yak. I think Yak, especially on that tank, just played so well. I think on circuit, I think he still played pretty good too, but just what really stood out to me was his Ramatra play on those 2 points, so I am going to give match MVP to Yak Attack. Like I said, my voice is just about shot, so I am going to go for now. There is going to be another match at 9 p.m. between the Swagasaurus and the Swedish Fish, so stay tuned, everyone. Thank you guys all for watching.